balls. I think that this is elf balls. What do you think?
Dude, this looks like the elf combo deck that Luis won with. I mean, he's got a little bit more Village Bellringer, and a little bit less Michael with, but this is the right idea. Wow, and he's even got the Elvish Visionaries. This is an exciting deck.
Oh man.
I wonder how it would fare against any of the controlling decks, but I wouldn't be surprised if this deck actually gives Delver a hard time, assuming that it doesn't just get run over by flyers. It might have a weakness to flyers, I'm not sure. But it's not like green is without ways to deal with flyers. Pardon me, to deal with flyers if you're in the market for that sort of thing. This is a big game. So Kurt at this point with a arbitrary amount of mana, a full grip once again. He's already he has the ability to just draw his deck at will. So now it's a question of how does he want to end this?
Oh, there's how he wants to end it.
Oh.
Crater Hoof. Wow.
Crater Hoof Behemoth. So I guess it's not that big of a question how he wants to end this. Impressive. We got to get Kurt in the booth today at some point. Talk to him about this.
This deck's awesome. And TJ scoops it up.
Very, very exciting. You're going to have to ask Kurt, did he make this? Is this from somewhere? Who built this? Because that was a beautiful deck. And it played out wonderfully. And obviously green-white humans is the ideal goldfish to do your combo against.
Right.
But
in a race, will green-white humans kill you in time, given that you can chump block? Probably not.
So we're gonna go to game 2. What does Crane have in the sideboard?
For this matchup,
not a ton, right?
Thragtusk maybe.
Yeah, he'll probably.
Well, actually, Gavany Township seems like a very reasonable sideboard card for this match.
On the other side of it, TJ has a Terminus, which he's for sure gonna want.
Gut shots.
Gut shot for sure. Do you like Oblivion Ring here? It's a tough
Yeah.
way to do it, but
you gotta get rid of the Living Glimpse and the Elvish Archdruid.
Or the Soul Harvest, yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 Oblivion Rings, 2 Gut Shots, a Terminus, and now here's the last one. Or do you think he's not gonna want Plummet just for Angels, right? Like that's not enough.
Not enough.
Here's the one I wonder. You don't think he's gonna board in this one safe passage and just try to get dirty?
So
hope that Kurt just attacks with
a fog. A fog plus.
No. I think it's going to be just Terminus and 2 Gut Shots and 3 O-Rings, which is certainly a lot more interaction than just the 3 Fiend Hunters he has in his main deck.
The thing about
and 1 O-Ring.
The thing about playing the safe passage as a fog is if Kurt has got there, yeah, you get the fog, and then he's got
a ton of blockers.
Yeah, he's got like this fortress of creatures.
Right, like if you had a bunch of unblockable guys, maybe that would be something, but...
And Sean Randall on Twitter lets us know that there have been variations of this that have been posted basically since Village Bellringer and Mentor of the Meek came out. So,
well, it's nice to see Restoration Angel giving it a new dimension.
Yeah.
And it's really the harvester, the Soul Harvester, the Harvester of Souls. The fact that he gives it a much needed other plan. It's like Wirewood Symbiote with Glimpse of Nature.
Yeah. I really like basically a lot of the Abyss and Restored cards in here. I think are what make this deck worth noting. Like being able to go Craterhoof Behemoth as a kill, being able to have Restoration Angel and Soul of the Harvest. Those seem really huge.
Even Wolfir Silverheart out of the sideboard, which we're seeing more and more as just a one-of for Green Sun Zenith decks. Just because Thragtusk is so good that it's hard to justify playing more than 1 Silverheart,
What do you think of, from Twitter, Eddie Gregory, who says that we shouldn't be thinking of these as elf balls without a fireball in the mix?
Yeah, I think it's fine to call it Elf Wave. Besides, Elf Ball is a name that's been around for a while, but if you'll notice, people didn't even really call the Glimpse of Nature elf deck Elf Ball either. They just called it Elves. And I think this is the same way. I think in this case, it's green-white elves, and that it uses Genesis Wave instead of Glimpse, or Soul of the Harvest. That's fine.
Yeah.
People might call it a wave deck. I don't know.
I've always kind of thought of the X kill as the ball portion of things, regardless of whether it's a fireball or not.
Or Genesis Wave.
Yeah,
or
Genesis
whatever.
Wave. Yeah, like if they go for the X kill, like as opposed to the X combo piece.
I think this is one of those questions that's like, do you call the deck Affinity, or do you call it Tempered Steel?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is exactly that question.
And I know that Tempered Steel, WotC sure preferred Tempered Steel to Affinity branding-wise. The last thing people want to hear is that Affinity is winning tournaments.
Affinity is still winning, but it's not. Oh.
But it's hard because Dredgevine has never had any dredging. Who plays whenever people play Dredgevine decks? Because it's hard to get away from the fact that when you're self-milling, although some people call it self-mill, but
I've heard it called that, yeah. But I still think Dredgevine is.
They don't even have
right.
vines. They don't have dredges or vines. So today we got Dredgevine versus Affinity. It's going to be a great match.
Of standard.
Yeah, of standard.
Yeah, I got knocked out of the PTQ by Affinity this last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It didn't have any Affinity cards in it, but it had a lot of robots, so that works for me.
No, is this in standard or modern?
Standard.
Okay. I was going to say, people can actually Affinity in modern, right?
Yeah.
So
it won the event, right?
Both players going to Paris.
I don't know.
And not just because of the length of time of their shuffling.
Right. I think actually TJ went to Long Beach. He's got that look about him.
All right. At the very least, long shuffle.
Right.
As Kyle Bogmus would say.
One of the things that I have started doing is ever since they allowed outside notes as a legal part of Magic,
yeah,
just being a real stickler on 3 minutes to present, because I'm going to tell you, this feels like it was a lot more than 3 minutes, and it can
yeah,
matter.
It's been 5 so far. Now, granted, they did spend a minute shuffling now, but I think they spent close to 4 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes. It seemed like a pretty long first shuffle. You're absolutely right. You got to keep people moving because it comes to time,
It does. It does.
Is Kurt going to 5? Or is he just still shuffling? No, looks like he's going to 5.
Yeah, it ain't over for him. Keep shuffling. No, it ain't over for me. Oh, goodness. And in the background, you can see Jerry Thompson poking his head over at the match.
Hi, Jerry.
He's like, if they win fast enough, do I get to be on camera? It's true, Jerry.
So, here's a question for you. Sometimes we see people who show up, they get one top 8, and then fade off into the Pro Tour top 8, and then fade off into the sunset. Other times we see people who have been around for many, many, many years, and then they get a top 8. But there are obviously there's tons of people who get multiple top 8s, some of which are the people who are new, get a top 8, and it's the beginning of being on a tear. And other people like Craig Wesco, they wait a long time, but then as soon as they hit their top 8, then they start being on a tear.
Right.
Who do you think who do you think among people who have one top 8 now will be the next to get a top 8?
Oh.
Who's going to be the next second top 8?
That is a hard question. One that I will contemplate as we look at this match. Bird of Paradise from Kurtz.
Gather. Starting off a little slow for TJ. Every time he doesn't have a 1-drop on turn 1, it's a little bit of a sad face for him. What do you think about TJ only playing 3 mayors? In a deck with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 15, 18, 30 humans plus 4 gather.
He's got 5 potential pumps for his creatures, right? 2 honor, 3 mayor.
I just keep wondering if the mayor is better than one of the honors.
It very well could be.
But I don't know.
I have not.
I guess honor lives through Day of Judgment.
We see Gather versus Bird, Arbor Elf,
Elvish Archdruid?
Elvish Archdruid.
This is not a bad little sequence here for Kurt. Like, if you're going to double mulligan, like, this is the way to do it, right?
Most def.
And then follow up with either a Soul of the Harvest or a Genesis Wave. Grand Abolisher, huh? You cannot ring my bell in my turn. Wow. Looks like that is a Genesis Wave. Wow. So Genesis Wave for 6? Or do you wait one more turn and just put an Angel down?
And he does
It
it.
is.
Yeah.
Genesis Wave for 6. Oh no, it's not for 6. It's only for 5. That's why I was debating waiting. No, is it for 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's only for 5, yeah.
Just, I still think it's of such huge value. You know, you do it. And there's the whiff on the Soul Harvest.
Oh, 2 of them. Painful.
So land, and then something.
Probably just another mana dork.
Thragtusk.
Thragtusk, okay, never mind.
Better than a dork.
Much better than a dork. We'll take it. Definitely will take it, particularly with that Restoration Angel in his hand. God, Restoration Angel just so good.
Sitting nearby us is 2008 U.S. Nationals competitor Carl Dillahay. He was in the top 8 that year. Just off of where the SCG players are. Haven't seen him in a while. Back to the match at progress. Elvish Visionary starts things off. Get a little card, see what's in there.
So, who do you think will come besides Thragtusk? Is it just going to be the Thragtusk?
Oh, is he going to prematurely Angel?
Oh, man.
Boo.
Gotta at least attack. Even if he blocks, Angel in combat. Kurt giving his opponent a lot of credit.
I also don't mind just having the potential for like a crazy surprise huge block. You know, and obviously that's not very likely for TJ to come into anything there, but just, you never know. You might want to actually save that Angel for, say, an Oblivion Ring or whatever.
Well, there is a Grand Abolisher.
Oh, okay, there's an Abolisher?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. I didn't even see it. Honor the Peer.
Oh, that's a Genesis Wave 7.
I think
Or is
we're
that a
gonna
Behemoth?
see I think we're gonna find a Behemoth with a Green Sun Zenith.
Oh, the fact that he's...
Find the Behemoth. It's gonna be plus a lot. Plus 8 to everybody.
That is a big game.
Okay, this might be based on a deck that has been around on net for a while, but this build
Craterhoof Behemoth.
This build looks
Restoration Angel,
like it's very
Thragtusk.
reliant on new cards.
Absolutely. Craterhoof Behemoth, Soul of the Harvest.
Oh wow, he has to get a
Restoration
Zuri. He does not have...
He boarded out the Craterhoof Behemoth.
Well, that's unfortunate.
You can't find it.
Just checking, where is it?
Wow.
Was there an accidental lick and stick?
That's... Wow.
Well, I hope there's
It's
not a
Soul
miracle.
of the Harvest. Wow. Accidentally sideboarded out the Behemoth. Do you suppose he knew that he didn't have the Behemoth and he just Green Sun for 8?
Just to get
try
the
his
concession?
opponent- yeah, to try to get the concession. After all, that's how he won last game. Sorry.
And now is TJ just hoping to find a miracle?
The Miracle Terminus.
It would be exciting if he miracled right here.
I need a miracle.
I don't think he did, since it's in his hand now. Mayor. Okay. You can survive this turn, I think.
So he's got one more turn to try to draw a miracle.
Can he survive this turn? He blocks Thragtusk.
And it's tough because he's going to have to live with more than 6 or have guys to follow up the Terminus with, or else the Thragtusk tokens will get him.
Blocks Thragtusk, blocks Beast.
Yeah, if he blocks Thragtusk and Beast, he goes to 2. So he's going to want to block in a way to try to get the Thragtusk to die now. Oh, he... Let's the Thragtusk live.
Miracle. Nope.
It is not. So, Kurt Crane with his green-white elf wave deck defeats TJ Osterpowski with green-white humans. In the land of green-white mirror matches, it would appear the combo deck defeats the mid-rangey aggro deck. Who would have knew?
Well, I mean, somebody gets to do the really, really exciting play. The other one's like, well...
Dude, that elf ball, the elf